Hi, my name is Travis Austin,
And this is Nathan Kurtz.
and we work in the New Boundary Technologies Support Department. Today, we're going to talk about Prism scripts and task precedence. Nate?
Let's start by talking about Prism scripts. One of the original reasons or uses for Prism scripts was to be able to control the order in which commands and tasks were run. Let's quickly make a script task. We're going to make a task, make it a script task, and we're going to point to where the script is located on our network. And then we're going to simply name this task. Now we have our script task, but let's look at what this script task is actually doing. The first line in the script here is to install a package, and that package is the install of Firefox. And then the second line is an MSI exec command to install a program called 7-zip.
And Nate, where did you find the command lines again for that 7-zip application?
Since this install for 7-zip is an MSI, I know that most MSIs follow a similar pattern dictated by Microsoft using the particular command line parameters that it has. But before using it, I verified on the vendor's website to make sure that their MSI actually did conform to what Microsoft wants MSIs to look like. So if we were to assign this script task to a machine, it would install Firefox first and then install 7-zip second. In newer versions of the product, we have developed a feature known as task priority.
Nate, why would I want to use task priority more so than Prism scripts?
The one downside to using a Prism script is that if a command inside the Prism script fails, the script in general will fail. When using task priority, each item inside of your script is a separate item, and when run together in order, you can then see which particular item failed.
Good point.
Let's take some tasks and assign them a priority, but before I do that, I need to make another task. So let's separate out that MSI exec command that I had to install 7-zip. So I'm going to make a command task, and I'm going to make the command line msiexec.exe.
Nate, why are you making the command line msiexec.exe and not the whole command?
Rather than putting the whole command as the command line, what you want to put inside the command line is what we're actually calling first, the very first thing in your command string, which is msiexec.exe, and everything afterwards is technically a parameter to that particular command. And so we put that in the command options to be able to pass those in as parameters properly.
Okay.
So now that I have my 7-zip install and my Firefox install in two separate tasks, let's make a task group to be able to group these tasks together for an easy way to sort them. So I'm just going to take my Firefox task and my 7-zip task and drag those into my task group, and now when I'm looking at this group I can see these two tasks are in it. So let's set the priority on these guys. When looking at the properties of a task, on the General tab in the middle, we can see that there is an installation order line, with the default option being System Default, and the other option being for priority.
Nate, what would be the default installation order?
So the System Default installation order is built off of the numeric ID for the task. And the numeric ID is built off of the order in which the tasks are made. So as you make tasks, the numeric ID increases. And that is the default order. But let's change the order for these guys. So I'm going to set the priority for our Firefox install to 10.
Why 10 and not 1?
So in this case, at some point in the future, I might want to add other tasks to this group. And if I leave room in between the task numbers, then I have the ability to add tasks and place them before or in the middle or at the end of the tasks that already exist without having to renumber every single task that's in that group.
So you're saying I can assign that group to a computer now, but in the future I can add another task give it a priority of, say, 15, and then it will install in between those two particular tasks. But when I add my new task to the group, will it auto-install?
For computers that have already been assigned the task group and have already run the previous two commands, they will not. You will need to reassign this group to those machines, but when reassigning it, you want to choose install, not reinstall. If you were to choose install, it will see that it has already run the previous two tasks and not run them again, and just run the third new task.
So then new computers that you assign that group to would install in the 1, 2, 3 or the 10, 15, 20 interval, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. All right, well, that is Prism scripts and task precedence. Our next video will be about configuration groups.